Hey everyone, this is Day One Updates Patch Notes, where we go over some gaming news, and today we're going over the Xbox Series S reveal.
Gulzar, do you want to help us and lead the way on what exactly got announced?
Do you want to know the chronological order of how it got announced, or just the nitty-gritty?
Sure, let's go chronologically.
All right, well, keep in mind, this was a console that never was officially announced to exist. Microsoft never said the word Series S ever unless it was leaked. So a journalist, Brad Sams, released a YouTube video saying, hey, here's the release date, the price, the appearance, everything you have to know about this console that Microsoft still didn't say existed.
And he dropped pictures?
Yeah, he dropped a still image that told us the price, the appearance, and the release date. So the release date being November 10th, price $299 USD, which is the same price as a Nintendo Switch, and the appearance, which is a lot smaller, Series X, and white with black accents.
Yeah, according to the thing, it's 60% smaller than the Xbox Series X.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox's smallest system to date, according to Xbox.
The One X is already pretty damn small too. So
Which is insane. Like, I have the One X, and you guys felt it. Like, it's incredibly dense and insanely heavy for the size, right? So I'm expecting the Xbox Series S to be like exactly the same in terms of build and style.
Do you know what you're gonna do with your One X?
I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did with my other systems. Put them on display on my shelf.
Fair enough. All right. So immediately after these reveals, we also finally got the reveal of the price for the big Series X, which is what we've been waiting for since the Game Awards of 2019.
What is it?
$499 USD.
Damn.
Which is pretty damn good. A lot of people were worried it was going to be $599 USD. They actually managed to undercut what a lot of people expected, and now the ball is in Sony's court for the PS5.
So Series S, $299, and Series X, $499.
Yes, for all USD.
All USD, yes. We got a release date.
November 10th for both. Well, officially, Xbox only said it's for the Series S, November 10th. But come on, let's be real.
So now we know officially when the next generation of console gaming is going to be starting.
Yep, November 10th, which is a Tuesday, strangely enough. Right? I never expected a console to be launched on a Tuesday.
Is it actually a Tuesday?
It's a Tuesday, yeah.
That is such a weird date.
I feel like Friday.
Yeah, normally it's like Thursday or Friday, which kind of makes me wonder if Xbox knows that Sony's releasing that Friday.
No, well, according to a lot of leaks, Sony is releasing the PS5 on the 25th, I think, of November. So there is a buffer.
So close to Thanksgiving.
What is actually pretty cool though, so we have a bunch of games that also changed their release date to match up with the Series X release. So we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey, not Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Dirt 5, and Yakuza Like a Dragon. If PS5 comes out later, because these are cross-platform games.
They're all third party, yep.
Yeah, they are third-party games. So if the people want to play that before the PS5's release, they would have to get it on the Xbox Series X or /S.
Yeah.
Well, those games are also coming out for PS4 and Xbox One, right?
Yeah, but if they want to play next gen,
yeah,
they would have to get it like that. Because as far as I know, Xbox is the one that's doing the free upgrade. Is Ubisoft doing that with PS5?
I believe it's to a developer basis. That's up to them, I believe.
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red, for example, just announced that everybody who owns a copy of Witcher 3 will be able to upgrade for free on all platforms to the next gen version of Witcher 3. If not, then you can always go buy a next gen version of Witcher 3.
Yeah, Microsoft is going developer to developer asking, like, hey, want to support the smart delivery thing, where Sony is pretty much hands off to saying, up to developers, we don't care one way or the other, which is unfortunate. But again, at the end of the day, for both of them, Microsoft and Sony, it's developer dependent.
Yeah. Do you guys want to talk about quickly what the system actually looks like, the new Series S?
Yes.
So it basically looks like the Xbox One S, I would say.
With a speaker hole, a big old subwoofer.
A grill on the top, yeah.
Not really. So the Xbox One S, if you actually pull up an image of it, it legit has the same grill shape. The other grill around the circle is all fake.
Interesting. Yes, I see that.
So if you look at the top, it's a circle. So it's that same circle. It's just that instead of the grill going that whole half of the system, it's just on that circle.
It's just the black accent of the vent, which kind of makes me wonder if they did that intentionally to avoid confusion between the One S, and the Series X. Series S. Terrible name.
It could be because that circle also isn't directly half of the system. It is a bit bigger. So that vent is bigger than the Xbox One S's vent. But the design is very similar. It's the same rectangular shape. It doesn't have the bottom stand black part of it. It's a full white box as far as we can see. And it also doesn't have a drive, right? So that allows it to be smaller.
I personally like the design of it. The fact that it's so slick, so small and stuff. Yes, people are complaining about like why did they make the grill white, right? I mean black on a pure white console. But if I just look at it as what it is, I like it. I like the design a lot.
I'm a fan of white thing with black accents. Like I was a big fan of the PS5 aesthetic, even though a lot of people prefer to all black. I like the Series S a lot more than I like the Series X look of it. This is very clearly the cleaner console.
It's a much more like Xbox seems to be going down the whole minimalist design. Like it's not too much in your face, and it's not like too standard to fit into the box and just mix in with everything else. It sticks out a bit. While PS5 is going down that gamery aesthetic, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With the price point and how the box looks, I feel like Microsoft's really trying to get this console in everybody's hands, right? Because it's a very attractive price point, $299 USD, and they're trying to make this a server for basically everyone, so they could run their xCloud and stuff for everybody, and their Game Pass. So they want to be the Netflix Stadia for everything. So, Gazar, why don't you tell us what the specs actually are? Like, is this even worth getting?
So, keep in mind, everything I'm about to say, you can get the package at $299 USD, the same price as a Switch. All right. First of all, it will have the same CPU as the Series X, clocked slightly lower, and a weaker GPU with 4 teraflops instead of the 12 that the Series X comes, with 10 gigs of RAM opposed to 16. It also promises up to 1440p, 120 frames with some games, while keeping the 4K video streaming. However, video streaming, not disc streaming, because it does not have a disc drive. So this is the Xbox version of the all-digital console for next gen. The problem is, quote-unquote problem, that 512 gigabyte SSD is what's inside the Series S. That's half of what the Series X will offer, and because it's all digital, it will be filled up faster. So those extra savings that you get for getting the cheaper console, you might have to pony up for the proprietary expansion card sooner than Series X owner would.
Which is also really expensive. What we saw was a 1 terabyte SSD.
Not confirmed, but a leaked picture suggested in GameStop internal records, the SSD would be $220 USD.
Yes, that's basically 80% of the cost.
It's a Series S.
Right. Yeah.
Like even if that leak isn't legitimate, and regular NVMe SSD for a computer is like, especially in the 1 terabyte range, does reach up to $200.
Yeah, it's not overly inflated, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
This is also a custom SSD, NVMe SSD that Xbox made in a small form factor with an easy connector, not like the same connector as an M.2. So this is obviously going to be priced a bit higher than that. So this is something that people should already be aware of, but it is going to be like, oh shit, like I have to pretty much pay another Xbox Series S cost to put in more memory.
I can't help but think that it's going to be less efficient, less economical, but maybe they should be releasing these expansion cards in sizes less than terabyte, just to keep the sticker shock away from the more casual people who don't know how expensive and how problematic this proprietary technology is.
They might, but remember Xbox's earlier marketing were saying that play the games on the SSD, offload them to a hard drive. And a lot of people have a spare hard drive usually lying around, right? So you can just offload the game and then put it back onto your 512 SSD when you want to play it.
What happens if your SSD is full and your hard drive is almost full and you can't take a game off your SSD to the hard drive and then put another game back. You can't swap them simultaneously. You'll have to have a buffer on one.
Then you just have the situation where your storage is full.
Yeah, and then you just get another hard drive.
I don't expect a lot of people to like totally get why you can't play your Series X games on your external hard drive. What's the difference? But there is a huge difference. We should also mention that it has a stronger CPU. It has a stronger CPU than the PS5, while being the same price as a Switch.
What does?
The Series S. The Series S has a stronger CPU than the PS5, while being $299, the price of the Switch.
Interesting.
The whole thing with the Series S is ridiculous because a $299 barrier to entry for the next gen for anyone to just get into is ridiculous. And the fact that Xbox also has the all access thing, so I don't know if we discussed this before. So there's the Xbox All Access, which is originally only in the US, is now coming to Canada
and Australia.
Yeah, it's coming to 12 other countries other than US. So, which is basically a monthly payment plan with no upfront cost, which includes the Xbox console and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, not even just the console version, Ultimate, which also is bundling with EA Play recently as well, and which also has xCloud. And for like, I think 20 something bucks USD for the Xbox Series S and $32 for the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, which is their financing plan.
Yeah, for like without any upfront cost, anyone could go in and be like, yo, let me try this out, right? Like, this is a very low barrier to entry for next gen for people who don't want to build a computer.
And according to IGN, so this is offered in Australia, Canada, Denmark, Finland, France, New Zealand, Norway, Poland, South Korea, Sweden, UK, and of course the United States.
This as a whole, like this whole package, super great because you get your ray tracing, you get you get better than 1080p, you get up to 120 frames, you get pretty much the best games. I am really curious about, like, I know teraflops aren't everything, but this is 2 teraflops less than the One X, but it's next gen, the Series S. So I really am curious about what the difference is. Like, I can't wait to see a multi-platform game like Valhalla running on the One X, running on the Series X, and running on the Series S, and comparing all 3.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. When can we pre-order this, Gulzar?
Right. We have to wait until September 22nd because this was not a controlled leak or a planned leak by Microsoft like I was suspecting. This was completely unplanned. So Phil Spencer said they intended to reveal it next week, which is why we got to wait until the 22nd to properly pre-order.
This was a serious leak, and Xbox had to get ahead of it.
I'm okay with getting a bit of a warning because now I can prepare my trigger finger for the pre-order button when it comes out.
Scalpers also get their trigger finger prepped and ready, which is another issue. But
I was a little disappointed at how we got the news because I wanted more of a show. But like when you said, we originally thought that this was a planned leak by Microsoft, right? And it was just on Twitter.
Which I was certain was the case, but it was not.
Yeah, and but it doesn't seem like that was the case. And so I guess it's okay, and they had to get ahead of the news, and they just decided to drop a bunch of news, and it kind of played in their favor.
This was kind of more exciting than most of the reveals. Like, the only other reveal that was exciting for Microsoft was the Game Awards when they showed off the physical console. But like when they talked about the actual Series X, they literally just let Digital Foundry and Austin Evans upload YouTube videos. That was so unceremonious, and I probably would have expected the same thing for the Series S. So at least this was interesting because everything got released before the thing officially existed. We knew the price, the appearance, the release date, everything about it, the specs, before it was officially existing.
This created a lot of hype.
Yeah, definitely did.
It was out of nowhere.
You guys could check it out on their Xbox Twitter page. They have a mini presentation video. They have all the facts about the consoles, and the fact that we're getting more news next week, right?
That's the first I'm hearing of it, but possibly makes sense.
I believe it was a tweet out by Phil Spencer saying sometime next week, because this was originally slated for next week. That we will be getting more info on what this actually was, and we get to see part of the actual marketing strategy of what this was going to be like.
I take everything back about me yelling at Microsoft for our long form podcast about them not showing anything for TGS. I take it all back.
Well, let's see.
Anyways, that's going to end off this episode where we talk about news. If you guys did enjoy it, please consider liking and subscribing and commenting if you guys have any feedback, because this is the first time we're doing something like this. Let us know. We want to improve. If you guys are also interested in our podcast, which is called Day One Update, you can also check that out in the description below. It's available on wherever you can get your podcast from. You can also hit us up on social media at Day One Updates, as on Twitter and Instagram. And that's about it. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.